It's trying. Come on. There it goes. There it goes. I was like, is it going to go? Is it not going to go? 800%. That's right. 800%. That's what we're going to be talking about this week. We're going to be talking about what it would look like. I want you to start to expand your mind and your vision. We're going to be talking about what would it look like for you to grow 800%. And I've got some incredible stories for you this week. We're going to have a great time. I'm going to get to know you better. You're going to get to know me better. And we're also going to have some challenges that we're going to put out there as we close out July and head into what comes after July. August. That's right. As we close out July and head into August. We're going too far though. Let's kick off today's episode of GM3X. I'm glad you're here. Let's go.
Welcome to GM3X. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Elite Club. I hope you're ready for motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations because it's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind.
Good morning. What just happened? Cancel. Now that's a new one. I've never done that before. Okay, hold on. I have to do a completely new. There we go. All in real time. Gotta love that. Good morning. How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Monday. That's right. Today is Monday, July 25th, 2022. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Monday, July 25th, 2022. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Hey, I'm coming to you live from Austin, Texas. That's right, Austin, Texas. Don't know if you've ever been to Austin before. If you've ever been to Austin before, go ahead and drop it down in the comments. I want to see my Austin peeps, those of you that know what's up. But I'm coming to you live from Austin, Texas, and I'm coming to you from a place called the Kalahari Resort. Okay, Kalahari Resort. Kalahari. Right? Something like that. There it is. Kalahari, right? The Kalahari Resort. And I am actually here for the TIADA. There we go. It says the connection was severed to the flash server. Check your connection with the internet. Try again. Okay, good. Got that. Connection. Good. Got that. Okay, good. Okay, there we go. Looks like we're back, and hopefully we'll stay back. So here at the Kalahari, I will say it is a big fancy resort. The internet has been the biggest issue. We have had a really tough time with the internet, and no matter where I went, and I've walked all over this place. This place is like huge. It's got 950 rooms. 950 rooms. It has a huge, tremendous water park in it, like the largest indoor water park in the world or something like that exists inside this building, right? Everything in Texas is massive. So we tried the internet in the hotel room up on the 8th floor. That wasn't working. So I tried the internet over in the lobby. That wasn't working. And so I came down here. I'm on the bottom floor, closest to the outside as I could possibly be, next to the gym and weight room, which is right down the road, right over there. And so hopefully now that internet will stay strong. I see that it went away, but I believe it is back now. So I'm super glad about that. All right, so check it out. So here for TIADA, independent dealers without franchise tags, dealers that sell only used cars that are looking to grow. They're looking to scale. They want to learn more. They're trying to stay cutting edge. They want to know what's going on in their world and outside of their world that's going to influence their ability to grow their business moving forward, right? And I am honored. I mean, absolutely honored to have an opportunity to speak at this particular event. On my way out here, for those of you that were watching the show last Friday, on my way out here, I missed my flight cutoff by 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I missed my flight cutoff. So in order to check a bag, you have to be at your flight 45 minutes before with American Airlines. I was at the flight 43 minutes before. Therefore, they would not let me bring my bag. Now, I had 5 days ahead of me. I also had all of my production stuff for this show was in that bag, right? My Rodecaster that allowed me to stream music over into Clubhouse and all the different places. The arms that I use for multiple phones to be able to go live on Instagram and TikTok and all of those places. The multiple cameras that I typically would use even when I'm on the road to make the production over on Facebook and YouTube a little bit better production. All of my equipment, everything, all of it was in that bag and was left behind in Lexington, Kentucky. Because ultimately I was given a choice. My choice was jump on the plane, leave the bag, follow through on the commitments that I've made, a commitment to be on Mr. Dave Meltzer's show, 2 Minute Drill, a commitment to be here for my friend Alex Flores' wife's birthday. It was either follow through on the commitments I made and travel no bag, have to replace everything, right? Clothes, socks, underwear, all of that, or catch a later flight. I was given an option to catch a later flight. I chose to leave the bag. And so this morning, here on Clubhouse, as I play a couple little short videos, that's all I have for Facebook, there will be a little bit of dead air. I will talk through that. I'll clear the mic. I'll clear the mic over on the Facebook side, but there may be a little bit of dead air. But I just wanted to let you guys know that's what's going on. But here's the thing. It don't matter. It don't matter. Don't matter if we have all the fancy stuff. Doesn't matter if we have the full production like we normally do. Doesn't matter if we have the sounds and the Rodecaster and the microphones and all the things. What matters most is you and I made a commitment to one another to be here together. That we were going to start our days with motivation, education, and inspiration. That we were going to beat the sun up. That we were going to enjoy the sunrises. That we were going to become the absolute best versions of ourselves that we could possibly be. That's an agreement we made, and that's what we're still here to do. Take away all the flashy, all the production, all of the things that sometimes we can hide behind, and ultimately it gives ourselves an opportunity to be authentic, to be transparent, to be real, and to connect in ways that we can't with all the smoke and mirrors. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? So listen, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and say good morning to those of you that are with me here today. We're going to dive in. We're going to talk about this idea of 800%, right? 800%. And I want you to start thinking in your life what an 800% increase would look like in any area, right? In any area. So we're going to dive into that. We're going to talk more about that. But first, I do want to say good morning to Alicia Watts. I see she's here this morning, and I guess I could play a little music over there on Facebook. I can't play any music on Clubhouse, but yeah, you got a little music going over there. Okay, good. So those of you on Facebook, for those of you that know, this is the part of the show where you can do some dancing. All right, you can do some dancing. Listen, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. And so we're going to get our bodies in motion this morning. Super, super, super important. We're going to get moving. So if you're out there on a run, I want you to step it up a little bit more. All right, if you're working out, go ahead and add 5 pounds. Let's add a little bit more weight. If you're laying in bed, get your butt up out of bed. It is time to get moving. I don't want to hear it. It is 4:44 a.m. where I am right now. I was up till 1:30 a.m. I'm sitting on 2 hours and 10 minutes of sleep. I don't want to hear it. Get your butt up. Let's go. Get this object in motion. We got work to do. You can't just sit there and become the best version of yourself sitting there laying in the bed eating a sandwich. All right? It ain't going to work. All right? So get it up and get it moving. This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. If you're over on Clubhouse, do me a favor. Share it out. Share it out. Share it out. If you're over on Facebook, share it out. Tag a friend. All the things. We keep going back and forth between business page and personal things. Hi, Liza, great to see you. She says there's a beautiful sunrise in Virginia right now. I love that. All right, so if you're on Facebook, share it out. If you're on YouTube, share it out. Kate Bowman just joined the room. What's up, Kate Bowman? Great to see you this morning. Kim Fair, great to see you. Sol Salcido, glad you're here. Whitney Wells, Robin Wilshans, Janelle Griego, AJ Anderson, Alicia Watson, Gloria Bond. I see Renee Noor. Jackie's in the building. Thanks for once again, Jackie. I see Iffy and Justin and Christina and Larissa. I see Core Element is in the building this morning. Sharon and Mac and Pam and Coco and Arpit and Regina and Christoph and Felicia and Carmel. I see Maria and Melvin and Jean and Miranda. I see Jeannie and Lady Jules. Who is that? Liquid is in the building. What up, girl? Great to see you. I see Eli. I see Danielle. Good morning. I see Triple J, the heavyweight champion of the world. I see Tanya. I see Tom. I see Cortland in the building. I see Paul and Jermaine. I also see Clay Morris and Emily Galler. It's always great to see my friend Emily up in here. Stephanie Toadvine. Fisher wants to live with you now. I bet he does, Stephanie. With you having the swimming pool and all that good stuff. Whitney Wells is a killer. Don Sankey is a beat. Look, Sankey, this one's for you. I don't normally show the guns here on GM3X. I try not to show the guns too much because I don't want to, I don't want to embarrass you guys first thing in the morning. That is totally not true. But I don't normally do it, but here it is. That one's for you, Don Sankey. West Storm, glad you're here. Listen, thank you guys so much for being here with me this morning. It means the world to me that you choose to spend this space and time with you, man. There's a trillion places you could be. And you choose to spend this time right here with me. Ray Hatcher, my dude, thank you so much for choosing to spend this time with me. It means the world to me. All right, so we're going to dive in. We're going to talk about this idea and this concept of 800%. We're going to dive right in. And over on the Facebook side, before we do, I got a little good news for you from Alex and Jessica. Those of you over on Clubhouse, I will clear this mic on the Facebook side so we don't mess with them, and you and I we'll just have a little chat for a second, something like that.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Alex. And I'm Jess. And I have some good news for you. Really? Yeah, so there's this girl in Missouri and she's training There's this girl in Missouri and she's following in her father's footsteps and training to become a heart surgeon.
Do you know what I would have been if I followed in my dad's footsteps?
Oh God, what?
A professional wrestler.
Oh no. Dr. Sophia Roberts and her dad got to actually perform their first surgery together last August.
What kind of surgery?
They did open heart surgery together.
What, like a duo?
Yeah, they
How
got
awesome
to work
is
together.
that?
Yeah, that's a very cool Thanksgiving table story to tell.
Could you
At
imagine?
the holidays.
Could you imagine just talking about surgery you did together with your dad?
Yeah, no, my dad does HVAC, so.
My dad was a professional wrestler. What a great memory for them to share.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Can you maybe teach me some wrestling moves?
I could.
Okay, I got it. You okay?
This is fun. We're having fun this morning. Boom. Boom. There it is. 800%, right? 800%. Do me a favor right now in your life. I want you to think about anything, any number or any metric in your life. I want you to think about what it would look like if you multiplied it by 8, right? 800%. So where 800% comes from is I had the opportunity, the blessing to lead a group of powerful people at a dealership, a car dealership in Paris, Kentucky. And at that car dealership, we went from selling 120 cars a month, which 120 cars a month is about an average. It's just a little bit above average size store in the United States of America. So we went from selling just over, right around 120 cars a month, just a little bit above average. We grew 800% over a period of 6 years, ultimately becoming the second largest used car franchise dealership in America. With a record month of 1,043 cars sold in 27 business days, closed on Sundays, in March of 2018. And we settled in selling roughly about 850 cars a month on average. So it was an 800% growth, right? 8 times 120 would be 960 units, right? So when we broke 1,000, it was an 800% increase in volume. That's where this number 800% originally came from. Now, fast forward, that has evolved quite a bit. It's evolved to many other areas of life and been able to impact people in a lot of different ways, right? 800% went from how far a dealership came to now an entire community that is looking to basically 8x their lives in many different areas, right? So what I want you to do this morning is I want you to think about the main pillars of your life. There's 7 main pillars of your life, right? You've got faith, fitness, finances, family, friends, career, and self, right? Your mind, your mindset, your mental health. I want you to take one of those areas, whichever one of those areas you feel is maybe the weakest, right? If you were to grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, whichever one of those areas you think is your weakest, I want you to think about that particular metric, that particular area, and imagine what it would look like if you were to 8x that, right? Like say, for example, your money. Let's say you're making $50,000 a year. Let's say you're making $70,000 a year. Let's say you're making $100,000 a year, whatever that number is. And you're not satisfied financially. Your family's not out of danger financially. You think that there's a lot of room for growth. What if you took your annual salary, multiplied it by 8, and made that the goal? What if it was your fitness? What if it was your health, right? What if you were like, man, I'm in the worst shape of my life. I could really stand to lose a little bit, I could really lose the stand. Maybe you weigh 300 pounds right now. Maybe you weigh 300 pounds. And you're like, man, I could stand to lose like 10 pounds, right? Maybe the goal is 10 pounds. Maybe the goal is 20 pounds. You're like, no, take that, multiply it by 8. What kind of effort and energy would it take to get you from 300 pounds down to 160 pounds? What would that look like, right? If 160 is healthy for you, don't get me wrong, right? What if it was your faith? What if you were like, I got a pretty strong faith in God, but what if you took that faith that you currently have? What if you multiplied that times 8? What if it was 8 times stronger? What if you made it the goal for you to be 8 times more connected to Source than you currently are, right? You see, this idea of 800%, it's this idea of expanding what's possible for your mind. It's this idea of taking, what's up, Nate Forrest? Glad you're here this morning. It's this idea of taking incremental small growth and throwing it out the window and replacing it with this idea, this belief, this concept that you can multiply your growth. This idea that you can go far beyond what you might possibly imagine. You know, the world is this huge, massive place. Right now, I stand before you at the Kalahari in Austin, Texas. Now, I know people that live here in Austin that didn't even know this place existed. This place has 950 rooms. The owner of this place has a series that runs on the TVs in the hotel rooms. And in that series, it shows him taking his family on all of these journeys that they never imagined, right? Going out into the tropical rainforest and actually seeing silverback gorillas live, like wild silverback gorillas, right? He takes his family and they go to Mount Kilimanjaro. He gets his whole family, right, over there on Kilimanjaro. So this dude, he's taking his family on this 800% life, right, where everything's just to the max. Don't make a small hotel. Let's make a hotel with 950 rooms. Let's not just do that, but let's go ahead and add a huge water park. Then let's make 4 pools. Let's do all these things. Let's go to Kilimanjaro. Let's go hang out in the live forest with some silverback apes. Let's do all of these things, right? He's dreaming and living this 800% life. And yet there's so many people that don't know this place exists. That's how big the world is. I've been in the auto industry for 25 years. I walked into a room last night with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dealers. And I didn't know one, and very few knew me. You see, we tend to think so incredibly small. We get into these little silos. We hang out with the same friends. We go to the same places. We work in the same jobs. We have the same belief systems. We have the same expectations of ourselves. And that causes us ultimately to grow incrementally. But I'm here to tell you this incremental growth thing, it's the slow road. It's the slow path. It'll drain you. It'll kill you, really. It's a philosophy, it's a theory that was passed down from those that came before us. That you were supposed to be born, work your whole life, slowly grow your pocketbook, slowly grow your career, slowly grow all of those things. And then when you're 65, you're supposed to check some box that now says you're retired, and then you're supposed to run off and live your life. And I'm like, no. Let's accelerate that program. Let's accelerate that program. I'd like to live my life right now. I'm 44. I feel like I'm in my prime. Feeling the best I've ever felt. Looking good. Traveling the world, right? What do we wait until we're 65 for? You can do it now. So this week, what I want us to do is I want us to basically together start to really expand all that's possible. I know Stephanie Toadvine's on here. She just expanded her company. Stephanie, I want you to start thinking about what would your company look like if you were to take the current goal, multiply it times 8. Because see, here's what happens, friends. When you do this, when you start to shift what your mind believes is possible, you start to ask different questions. You see, when we set goals that are possible, that are, okay, we're going to increase 1%, 2%, 3%. All right, small, incremental. Yes, don't get me wrong. Slow and steady wins the race. I get it. Slow and steady wins the race, but it's boring. And it's safe. And I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in living boring and safe anymore. I'm interested in living exotic and safe. I'm interested in living memorable and safe. I'm interested in living impactful and safe. Not boring and safe. Let's grow. So when we start to ask ourselves that question, we say, what would that look like? Well, then you got to ask different questions. It'll cause your mind to go, okay, wait a minute, like Stephanie right now this morning. I'm picking on her. Stephanie, right now this morning, if she takes her goal, it's because she had 4 of my kids the other night, which nobody takes 4 of my kids ever, by the way. She did a sleepover with 4 of my kids. But Stephanie's thinking this morning, right? She just expanded her business. She's killing it out there in Paris, Kentucky. So if you were going to multiply that times 8, Stephanie, what you're currently done, think about the staff that you'd have to have. Think about the facilities that you think you have to have. Think about the investment money-wise that you would have to have, right? Obviously, think about the return that you would get as well. But ultimately, you have to start rethinking your entire infrastructure. Liza Myers-Borges is on here right now. Liza sells 1,800 cars a month, I think. Let's say 2,000 cars a month, right? I want to get Liza to start thinking, and she owns 23 dealerships, right? I want Liza to start thinking, what would it look like to sell 16,000 cars a month? Right? 8 times 2. What would it look like to sell 16? And now, if we're looking to sell 16,000 cars a month, does the infrastructure look the same? Is the model the same? Is it still a real estate play? Do we still expand and go out and buy as many dealerships as we can? Or is there ways that we can extract more out of the dealerships that we have? Is it both? What does the staff look like? The personnel, the dollar investment? What do all those things look like, right? Once we start to ask those questions, we can accelerate the process. It causes us to unlock. It's the whole JFK says we're going to the moon thing. And all of a sudden we have to create and invent technology that didn't even exist at the time. Your boy Elon Musk, who's in a lot of danger right now, by the way, your boy Elon Musk, I've talked about this before if you've ever been around me. Anytime you stand out, it puts you in a position of danger. That's just how it is in the entire animal kingdom. The alpha lion has the shortest lifespan. The lone wolf is on his deathbed, and a person who goes out there and says, I'm going to do what I want, when I want, and say what I want, is a target out to the world. So just so y'all know, your boy Elon, oh my gosh, he's got it. He's in a whole lot of trouble because he chose to stand out. But my point is, he innovates at such a level that everyone around him has to adapt and evolve. His goals are so big. He's like, nah, man, we ain't going to the moon. Instead, we're going to go to Mars, and we're going to put space stations up there. We're going to have people be able to do it. We're going to be able to land the shuttles back so we can reuse them to save costs. We're going to launch cars into the sky. And they're like, you can't do that. And he's like, great, build it. Some of y'all, your biggest problem is you're simply not dreaming big enough. You see, I never imagined I'd be here. I never imagined I'd be here at the Kalahari in Austin, Texas, pouring into 1,000 dealers, Texas independent automobile dealers. I never imagined this is where I'd be. When I was homeless, depressed, hopeless, when I was in that deep, dark place, right? I never even could have imagined that my life would look like it does now. But here's the thing. We are capable of far beyond our wildest imagination. And I do believe that God, Big G, I do believe that, hey, how you doing? Go ahead, my man. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, sir. Keep you on track. I do believe that God, Big G, designed you and me not to be average versions of ourselves, but to be the best versions of ourselves. I believe that God gave you and I incredibly unique characteristics, unique gifts. As I'm reading my scrolls from the greatest salesman in the world, you can look that up if you don't know what that is. The scroll that I'm about to finish, I think I got 1 or 2 more days, talks about how everything that is rare is valuable. Things that are unique are priceless. When it's a one of one, it's priceless. You think about the Hope Diamond, that people flock from all over to see this one diamond. It is priceless in nature because it is a one of one. You, my friend, are priceless in nature. You are a one of one. A one of one. And on top of that, the difference between you and the Hope Diamond is, as a one of one, you have the ability to see and create a life that no one's ever lived before, to see and create at a level that no one's ever created before, to see and create and imagine and dream and envision in a unique and priceless way. And so if nobody's told you this yet before, I want to be the first. I love you. And as your friend, because I love you, I am going to push you this week. I am going to challenge you this week. I'm going to hit all of the hot buttons for you this week. And at the end of this week, you're either going to hate me, you're going to say, screw that guy, Glenn. I'm content. I'm great where I'm at. I don't know who he thinks he is. You're either going to say that, or by the end of the week, you're going to say, I cannot believe I had convinced myself I was less than. I cannot believe I had convinced myself I was not capable of. I cannot believe I convinced myself that the level that I was at was as far as I could go. Because listen, I've gotten fairly far, and I'm barely scratching the surface. We're just getting started. And my guess is that if you are anything like me, you feel the same way. So this week's series, 800%, is simply designed to challenge you, to push you, to move you forward. And so I hope you'll tune in with me all week long. I'll be live from here in Texas again tomorrow, but I'll be back to full production in studio on Wednesday. Hope that you'll join me. We're going to go have a discussion about this. Let's go, Jared. That's right. There's my boy, AJ. We're going to go have a discussion about this over on Clubhouse. Hang out over there for the next 25 minutes. And so if you're on Facebook, make sure you go jump over on Clubhouse. If you're catching us on the replay, make sure you come join us over there as well. But most importantly, go out there, have an incredible day today, amazing, over-the-top, impactful day. I want you to start thinking. Just start thinking, what would it look like, right? You guys do this with the lottery and stuff all the time. You'd be like, oh, imagine if I won all this money in the lottery. All right, you don't have to win the lottery. You can create your own lottery. So I want you to start thinking. 800%, different areas of life. What does that look like? And we're going to talk about it this week. Fair enough? Fair enough. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have an amazing day. Those of you that are on Facebook and YouTube, appreciate you tuning in. Rock you out. Take you some deuces. That's right. And for those of you over on Clubhouse, hang tight. I'll be right there. So that we can have a discussion, so we can chit chat. Fair enough? Fair enough. Have a great day.